Today I want to talk about how I did this tiny switch in my YouTube videos, and it went from like having literally 1 to 2 views to now having over 30-40 views. Now you may think 30-40 views, that ain't shit. No, it isn't. But do you realize what a big jump it is from someone who sometimes would get like literally, I think there's still videos right now on my channel that have 0 views, and I thought they were bangers. Something that I did, I'll tell you a story kind of what happened. And I started in my personal development journey really in making progress like the last couple of years, where it was like I've made more progress in the last couple of years than I have in 30 years. So I started sharing like stuff that I would learn, and I would like trip out because like, man, I'm sharing some valuable information here. Like, wow, what is it that's happening? And what happened was like I'm not gonna stop sharing because this is too valuable. Somebody has to find value in this stuff because it's valuable information. It's changing my life. So that part wasn't the issue, but it's like, okay, what am I doing wrong? The titles, the thumbnails. You could go to the history of my videos, you know, and you'll see like, oh, this is where he was trying new thumbnails. Oh, this is where he was trying to do Mr. Beast style thumbnails. Oh, this is where his titles were really short. This titles where it was really long. And this is where he was doing like real short videos. Oh, this is where he's doing longer videos. And it was really none of that would make much change. Every now and again I'd get one that'd get, 100 views or whatever. But it wasn't something that I could explain like why. What was the formula? What did I do? Well, it turns out that it's telling stories about me that changed it. Like here in this video, I'm gonna tell you a story. I've kind of gave you kind of like the context of what I'm talking about here, but I'll tell you the story on exactly how it happened and what I started to apply, and how my videos, like the last 4 or 5 videos that I put up, or 3, maybe this would be 4, this one's also gonna go, I know, because now I have the formula. Like, what was it? And I found out that I was really good at lecturing. All the videos that I have, it's me telling you what I did to lose weight, what I did to have a better mindset, be more positive about the same situation that I was negative before about. But I wouldn't tell you an example. I wouldn't tell you a story on like how I would keep myself from losing food. I mean, I would say that. See, I would say like, okay, how do I diet during the holidays? Or during the holidays, I would look, I would make sure that I'd have this mindset. I'd eat what I was supposed to eat before, and I wouldn't put myself in an awkward situation. That was the way I used to do it. Now I would do it like, hey, I went to my in-laws' house and they had bomb tamales. She makes the delicious tamales. You don't know how difficult it was for me to not eat those tamales. I went over to the pot. I served myself only one. It was the most delicious tamales that I've ever had, since last year or whatever. I'm telling you a story. So the way this happened is my daughter has been YouTubing since the iCarly days. I mean, she's an OG. I think she started, first YouTube videos were like early teens. And my son's also, he's been doing this since, I think my son was 10 when he started, through influence of my daughter. He's also a YouTuber. My daughter just recently started a new channel. The theme there is kitchen and cooking. So it's really super cool channel, not only because one, she's my daughter, and I've always seen her as a real live Polly Pocket doll, my real live Polly Pocket doll that I've seen like grow up, and now seeing her in the kitchen that I helped remodel when I was a kid. Now it's considered a vintage kitchen, and seeing her put up these videos in the vintage kitchen that I helped remodel when I was a kid, it's like, I melt watching it. I'll link her channel down below. I think it's Too Much on Your Plate is what the channel's called. Too Much on Your Plate. Go search it after you're done here, or the link, it'll be in the description. And I was like, okay, brand new channel. She's getting like over 30, 50 views, 100 views. She has her other channel, but that one, it's incomparable because she's been doing that one forever, and she has, she gets hundreds and hundreds of views on those videos. My son, same. I think her channel's maybe like, the cooking one, maybe like 2 months old, and it's like all things kitchen and cooking, and it's doing great. Go check it out. My son, he's just had the aha moment of, he said this beautiful line that I love. It's like, Dad, can you help me? I'm tired of living the same day every day. and he started his personal development journey and becoming better. And oh, they're doing the Mentos and Diet Coke. That's so cool. That's a cool dad right there. And his channel, he's on video number 4, I think. He's telling stories of his life. He's on video number 4. He's already have like 32 subscribers, 30 something watch hours, and all his videos get, you know, on day 2 or 3 already like on 30 to 50 views, and just going and going and going. Comments, he's interacting with people. Brand new channel. And he's just sitting in his car talking. So I sat there and was like, okay, there's a formula to be found here. I did this with both of my one of my daughter's videos and one of my son's videos. I like watched it go through. And it's funny because I told them the formula that I learned from one of the latest courses that I paid for and took, and they just went and started doing it, and it's working. Now, like, why is it that I'm doing the same thing and my videos are still getting like 2 views, 3 views? Like, okay, they're doing something right, I'm doing something not right. What's going on? So I watched their video slow. I almost took notes. Like, I watched my daughter's video, and then it just hit me. It was just, it was so clear at the moment. It was like, oh, they are really good at telling personal stories, not generic, hypothetical maybe stories, or stories that could happen, or fictional stories. They're not telling fictional stories. They're telling real life, personal stories about themselves, about their life, about things that they have gone through and what has happened. Hold on, let me wiggle through here. And I watched my daughter's channel, and sure enough, there she is, telling stories, like personal stories, like me and my husband, me and when I was a little kid, or when I was this and this happened. And some of them, you know, they didn't have to be, these stories weren't like gasp, you know, I embarrassing or like controversial or nothing. Just, I noticed they were like, oh, I remember that happening. It's like, I was there, you know. She would tell stories of how our early days of pizza making. I was like, oh yeah, we do that. But it was a story. And then I go read their comments, and folks were commenting about their story that they were telling about them. Let me add this word to that. I didn't think about doing this earlier, but I think I'm doing it right now. They would talk about and ask questions about the personal story that they were sharing. That's the ticket right there. Adding the personal part to the story. I'd go to my videos and like, yeah, I would tell a story, but it was like either a story with make-believe characters, or a general story, or a story of what could happen or might happen or I've seen happen. But none of my stories were personal stories. The way this also happened, another thing that happened that I tripped out on, is that my son came in one day and he's like, hey, Pops, let's do a podcast. Like, okay, cool. We'll talk about this. I think it was his day 1 where he told me, like, can you help me? I want to get on your program. I want to, you know, start working on my personal development. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Let's go. We told that story, coincidentally. And within hours, I think it had like 35 views and like a bunch of thumbs up. Now, I know that doesn't sound a lot, but I'm talking to the people who their videos are like my typical videos. 2 views, on a good day, 7 views. After like 6 months, you go back and it still has 2 views. I literally, like I said, I think I told you earlier, I have videos that till this day, they've been up on YouTube for months, and they have 0 views. Like, really, there's no valuable information in here. And then I watch the video, and then it goes from 0 to 1 view, because I purposely don't watch my videos so I don't like mess anything up. And I go to make that I go watch it and I'm like, damn, this video has so much valuable information. And that's when I realized that I'm good at lecturing. I could tell you exactly what I learned from my mentors, or what line that gave me that aha moment, and how it totally works, and how it works for me, and how it'll work for you too. And this is wisdom of the ages, and this is some crazy shit that I never knew that could work. And make sure that you apply this and you apply this. But nowhere there have I added a personal story. It's when you add the personal story that people start connecting. That video I did with my son, like I said, about questions, comments, watch hours. I was like, what? That's what really made me like open up and say, we got to make a video. Yeah, let's make a video. And we made it. And then that's what, like I said, that's where I was like, okay, there's something here. There's something definitely that a system that I could grab out of this and share it with people. Because I'm like frustrated. Like, why can't I get these views? What is it? I've taken the courses. I've done all the fucking search engine optimal whatevers and titles and thumbnails and all that. And I was telling you what was. And now we're here every now and again. It's all about the story. I'm telling a story. So yeah, the secret part was, I call it, it's not really secret, but the part where I was missing is like, you're not telling a personal story. Like this video right here. This video is going to do good just like the rest of them. Because watch, what did I add? I told you the story about my daughter in the kitchen. I told you the story on how my son came in and said, hey, let's do a podcast. We did a podcast. I told you the story on how I combed through my daughter's video and got the information and noticed that she told a personal story, and how it wasn't like an intimate, private, I don't want to share a story. She did, but it was just a regular story with characters that in a real life. When you tell a story that has the real life emotion, a lot of people connect to that. And that's what I noticed that people were connecting to their videos, is like, because it's not a hypothetical makeup story. It's like, no, this is a real story about me. I couldn't get views. I didn't understand what it was. Damn, the park is packed today. I couldn't understand on why I wasn't getting any views. Till finally I realized that I wasn't adding a personal story. We did the next podcast with my son. We talked about, what was our second podcast? So we did like 3. The second podcast was, my son told me he wanted to be a content creator. WTF, like, oh no, what is that? What did I do? We did a 30-minute, you can go watch it here on this channel. It's not too far back from this video, maybe like 4 videos back. And also, within the first few hours, 35, 40 views, thumbs up. More traction to the channel. So it's almost like if my channel's new, it almost seems that way. But now these videos are a lot more attractive to people because I'm telling a story. If you're having troubles, I'm telling you, if you're having troubles getting views, and I don't mean like, bro, I'm only getting a couple thousand views. You're beyond me. I'm asking you questions. The questions this is gonna help. This is gonna help the person who's in my shoes, where you know your information that you're putting out is good. And I'm not talking about quality, like, no, it's quality like high res and big lenses, big cameras, big lights, big mics. No. I'm talking about the information that you're sharing. Like, man, I know this information could help someone. If that's you, I'm talking to you. If your information is super important, but yet your videos are not getting more than like 2 views, or like I said, 7 views at best. Those videos that are like, wow, this has got 7 views, it's gonna go, and then it stays at 7 forever. I'm talking to you. Try this because it helped me. Whatever it is that you're talking about, don't talk about it. Don't lecture about it. Instead, tell the story. And the title is not, and I'll give you an example. This is off the cuff right here. I'm trying to tell you an example so you could know exactly what I'm talking about. Instead of telling me, we'll do the example I said earlier in the video. Instead of telling me how to eat poorly, instead of telling me and having the title be how to not eat poorly during the holidays, instead I would tell you that I'll use my scenario. Instead, my title and my video is going to be about how I ate healthy at my mother-in-law's house during the holidays. And then when I start the video, my video is not going to be about, so this is how I eat healthy during the holidays, or this is how you should eat healthy during the holidays. Avoid going to your relative's house that with an empty stomach. No, that's lecturing. That's what I do. You're going to tell me a specific story on what you did. And if you haven't done anything yet, then don't make that video. Make videos only about an experience. Instead of me going into telling you how I should do it or how you should do it to not eat bad during the holidays, I'm going to specifically tell you how this holiday season, this Christmas, this Thanksgiving, we went to my mother-in-law's house, how we usually do. And in the past, she would like make delicious tamales and pozole, and there'd be all kinds of fixings. Now we have our nieces that are bigger, and one of them is cooking, and she made deliciousness too. She made like cake and pie and all this, and I was just looking at the spread on the table. And in the past, I'd just dig in. I'd go till I was full. That was the meter. Are you full? If I'm not full yet, and there's no special food at home, I would eat till like I was stuffed, and then, you know, sodas and Pepsi and whatever deal. But now what I did is, before I went to my mother-in-law's, I made sure that I had my protein shake. All I've been drinking was water, and just in case, which I know they always have bottled waters there, so I don't have to worry about, you know, beverages. I guess I'll park it here. So what I did is I just made sure that when I got there, I knew I wasn't gonna overeat. Now, how did I know I wasn't gonna eat? Because I already knew. I was like, okay, there's gonna be tamales, good. So today I'm gonna keep my fats and my carbs down, because I know that when I get there, I'm gonna want a tamal. And sure enough, I got there. I said, hola Beto, ¿cómo estás? Oh, whatever, no, a comer, ándale, pásenle a comer. Okay, sí, vamos a comer. So I went to the kitchen and I saw the spread and I saw the deliciousness, but all I did was grab my plate. I grabbed one tamal because I told myself I was gonna have one tamal. I grabbed it, and let's see, because I had already enough protein throughout the day to fulfill my numbers, my macros, but I was missing my fats and my carbs. And although this tamal is gonna be probably a little bit into the red area when it comes to fats and carbs, I don't do it daily, so I knew I was hitting my carbs. Man, I tell you, that tamal was so good. I unwrapped it so slowly. You ever hear the joke about, you know, what do Mexicans unwrap on Christmas? Tamales. That was me. I unwrapped it. Plastic forks, because when nobody's trying to eat, wash dishes. I enjoyed that tamal so much. It was greasy. It was salty. It was delicious. But I was able to only have one. And tell you the truth, I wasn't even hungry afterwards, because I had already had the proper amount of protein earlier. So although old me, see where I'm going with that? See how I did not lecture you on how you could eat better in the holidays, but I told you a story on how I ate better 2 days ago at my mother-in-law's house during the holidays. I'm telling you, try that. If your videos are only getting 1 to 2, on good days 7 views, don't tell me how to do what you're trying to tell me how to do. Tell me a personal story, down to like, where did you go do that thing? How I ate good at my mother-in-law's house. How I stopped that bully from bullying me, applying these techniques. And don't tell me about the technique so much, but tell me how you handled that situation. If you got any questions, bust them in the comments. I'll try to explain later. If something wasn't clear, I'm gonna make probably a few of these videos with a few of my stories. Just how I tell you that it's not so much tell a story, it's tell a personal story. Like another personal story right now is, man, Sweet Cheeks back here has been so patient. He's looking at all the other dogs walking and people on their bikes. It's MLK weekend, so Monday's not regular Monday. This is like a weekend Monday. There's a lot of people here. She's off the screen. Sweet Cheeks. She's ignoring me. I'm here to do it for the daily walk. So I just wanted to get this video out for sure. I hope it helps. Like I said, any questions? She has a question. When the hell we're going to start this walk, Papa? Bust them in the comments if you want more information about this kind of stuff. You like talking this kind of my journey. You want to become homies, want to become friends, hit the subscribe button. I post every day. Talk to you later.